continue our team coverage with our legal analyst and local criminal defense attorney, Michelle Suskauer. They really did, the defense tried to poke holes into Troy Snellgrove's investigation. Do you think they gained any ground?
I think they did gain some ground. Again, sometimes you feel like you need a degree in physics to understand what's been going on the last couple of days, especially with this accident reconstruction. But what the defense really has tried to do is talk to Troy Snellgrove about the numbers that he plugged in, to put it as simply as possible, and that the numbers that he used, the calculations that he used, are not valid, and therefore drag times, temperature, tire temperature, air temperature, weight of the cars, that the weight wasn't accurate, that the weight of the cars was done after the accident as opposed to before the accident. All of these things really make his calculations faulty, according to the defense.
And we say that it was sort of Perry Mason-esque because there were so many objections and so many called to the bench and so many discussions. And at one point, jurors were seen, two were seen rocking back and forth in their chairs. At one point, when one of the defense attorneys made a comment about, "Excuse me if I sound insensitive," two jurors looked at each other and smiled. As a criminal defense attorney, what does that mean to you when you're in court and you see jurors start to move and they're not taking notes and they're rolling their eyes or smiling at each other?
Well, and it's Mark Shapiro who is asking the questions. They have several lawyers who are going to be watching this jury for that type of body language. But the fact of the matter is, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to cross-examine. This is one of the state's most important, if not the most important witness, the officer who put everything together. And the defense must go through this very complex testimony and point out what they perceive to be inconsistencies. If they don't do that, they're not doing their job.
And one of the things the defense pointed out here was that Troy Snellgrove did not go to that, quote, man cave that we've talked so much about and investigate to see if there was DNA evidence or fingerprint evidence on any of these bottles of alcohol or anywhere in the man cave of one of his polo player employees where Goodman, John Goodman, has said, the defendant, he went to after the crash, and that's where he consumed the alcohol. And Troy Snellgrove said, "I didn't go there. There was no need to go there." Do you think the state made a mistake by not instructing him to go there, or that he made a mistake by not going there?
I think that's an error. It depends on, we'll see what this jury decides, whether they think that the defense's, theory of how this occurred is nonsense or whether it really makes some sense. But the fact is, what they're going to say is the state made a decision early on based on their investigation as to how this accident happened. And even though they knew that there were allegations that Goodman may have gone to this man cave, to Chris Campson's barn, they didn't follow through. So if they didn't follow through with this part of the investigation and they did a rush to judgment, that's how they handled the entire case. And this is given the defense fodder to use to point out reasonable doubt in this case.
And that's what it's all about.
It's what it's all about. It's true.
All right, Michelle, we'll see you again at 12:30.
Sure.
We'll be talking to our legal analyst, Michelle Suskauer, about the witness list for this afternoon and the court timetable. That's coming up in about 25 minutes. But until then, we are live. Just to let you know, just before we go here real quickly, jury once again out to lunch. We'll be back at 12:45. So they'll be convening a little bit earlier than normal, too, because they broke a little bit earlier. Now, live outside the Palm Beach County Courthouse in West Palm Beach, I'm Roxanne Stein. Back to you, Kelly, in the studio.